Welcome to the podcast. After like 20 minutes of technical snafus, I'm so glad that we could make this happen.
Yeah, it only took a year.
Yeah, right? So everyone, this is Kissa Sins.
Hi.
Finally got her here. I've been harassing her for a while. It got to the point where I was like, I need to stop bothering her because she's going to think I'm a fucking psycho.
No, I love it.
I know. The only thing that kept me going is that one of the times you responded, you were like, I really want to do it. So I was like, okay, she wants to do it. Otherwise, she'd just be like, sure, let me look at my schedule and never get back to you. But you sounded like you wanted to do it.
Like
so
all excited and then never respond.
Well, we were just talking about like how she needs to get Gmail so she can use the snooze button because that thing's amazing.
Oh my God.
But I know how busy you've been, so I really appreciate you coming on.
No, for sure. I have really wanted to come.
Yes. Yes. Well, now you're here, and I'm never letting you leave.
Thank you for having me.
So how have you been?
I'm so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible... I've really watched you, like, grow in this industry. It's been amazing.
It's been a crazy, crazy year.
And just, like, every year, it just kind of keeps getting bigger for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like this year has been, like, my breakout year where I just, like, put my head down and I've just been working like crazy ever since January.
Are you still loving it, or are you starting to feel a little jaded?
I'm not jaded, but I do notice myself. I'm tired.
Yes.
So after a year, I'm happy to take a couple months off.
Yeah. Are you planning on doing that?
Well, I'm getting a boob job. Everybody.
Right.
So I'll have to take at least 6 weeks off for that.
Right.
So I'm going to take that time to blog and return emails, things of that nature. So yeah, it's just been a crazy year.
So since we're on the topic, what made you decide to get a boob job?
Well, I have always wanted a boob job since I was like a little, I think I was 14 or 16 the first time I ever wanted them, and have been making consultations and appointments since I was 18 and canceling it and double thinking it, or whatever you call that.
Right.
So double thinking.
Second guessing myself.
Second guessing.
Yeah.
Second guessing myself. But I just want them.
Right.
And I keep canceling and I keep regretting it. So I just want some jiggly jugs,
Yeah. And I'm assuming that, it sounds like you've done a lot of research.
A lot.
So I'm assuming that you found a doctor that you're really happy with and you think is going to do a good job.
Yeah, like a really natural look. And I just want a little more jigglies. Like what they look like when they're pushed together. That's all.
Right. And there's been a lot of controversy about that. And I've watched your Twitter and your Instagram and people responding. And how is that? I mean, the reason why you didn't get it for a while, was it because of your fans, or was it just because you were afraid of how it would turn out?
Well, both. I really like my boobs. That's the problem. I think that a lot of girls hate their boobs and then they get a boob job. It's this easy thing, but I really like them.
Yeah, they're really nice.
I wish they were bigger.
Right.
But yeah, everyone's always mad at me on the internet. I feel like I do something and they're mad, and then I do what they want and then they're mad again.
Yeah,
so
you definitely can't make everybody happy. Yeah. That's for sure. And especially I think people feel a real kind of emotional connection to you because you're very interactive with your fans and you're very honest. You used to write those really long Instagram posts about your life and what you were going through, and I loved reading those. I think I told you once, I really loved those, and you took these beautiful photos and you just talked about things in your life that you were grateful for, and that just your kind of everyday living in Hawaii and all that kind of stuff. And I think that you really made people feel like they knew you on a more personal level. And I think that's why your fans take things so personally.
Yeah, they really do.
Take your decisions personally because they feel like they know you.
Yeah, how could you not consult me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I totally feel
exactly. But in the end, you got to do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little. Are you ever going to go back to writing those?
I really, really want to.
Those posts.
So I started a blog, my Happy Instead blog, right before I got really busy, and I've just been way too busy. But I'm hoping that I know for sure, during my boob job time off, I'm going to get back into writing because that was my real passion. That's what got me into porn. So I really want to get back into that, and I miss the fans. Those fans meant a lot more to me than not more. I shouldn't say that, but they were great. The fans that read my writing, and they really knew me, like you said.
Yeah.
Not the ones that are just show me bobs, open your ass, when are you gonna do a gangbang? Those fans versus these these fans. Even though they get mad at me.
There's a different because they feel like a personal connection to you, and they feel like I've been with you since the beginning. Why won't you do what I say? I know we've never met in person, but I still feel some ownership over you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were living in Hawaii for a while. Where are you living now? Are you living in LA now?
I'm living in LA, yeah. We were in Maui for 2 years and then realized that we were just spending all our money. We were like, okay, let's go back and make money now while we can. So we moved back to Vegas, and then very quickly I realized that I couldn't work the amount that I was working in Vegas and commute. I was like, I'll just drive back and forth.
Oh my God. It's like a 4-hour drive.
Not a thing. Not working. I was working 27, 28 days until this month. Every day. So I had to move to LA.
Yeah. And you like it here?
I don't really. I mean, I grew up in LA, kind of halfway between LA and Canada, but the traffic really gets to me.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I do like it here. I live in Hollywood. I have a cool view. I never leave. I just Postmates and Uber everywhere.
Yeah, so. I was gonna say I have my stylist lives in West Hollywood in a very, very busy part of town, and she just Amazons everything. It's a nightmare to get around in that city. It is a cool city, but especially there, it's a nightmare to get around. It's just gridlock constantly.
I sold my car. I was like, oh, it's really the parking.
Yes.
If you're just going to one thing to go to the bank and you have to circle and it's like, oh my God, I just sold my car.
Yeah, it's really bad. Well, you should just get a bird scooter.
They're everywhere. I'm so nervous of being too stoned and falling on one of those. That's my biggest nightmare, so I don't use them.
Yeah, we actually, my boyfriend and I have this. There was a hub that was right in front of our house of bird scooters, and we hate them. And we decided one night we were going to glue. For some reason, I have this huge box of flesh colored dildos. I have 30 of them. I can't even remember.
Flesh color?
Yeah, they're all flesh colored.
That sounds horrible.
It's just, I don't know why I have them. Someone gave me, I don't even remember who, but for some reason I have this massive box of dildos, and we were going to glue dildos to all the bird
Oh my God,
scooters.
did you?
No, because I felt bad about ruining property. I chickened out. The idea was good, but then when it came down to it, I was like, could they prosecute me for defacing their...
What if they were just suction cup dildos and you just suction them?
Yes, that would be safe. That would be
a great YouTube video.
I know, right? I sense some kind of scene coming on.
Yeah.
And speaking of YouTube, tell me about your YouTube video, because you really built up quite a big channel there, and Johnny too.
Yeah, Johnny really took it over, because I just got too busy to do anything. So Johnny really took over YouTube. He's doing really well on there. I think he almost has 1 million subscribers now.
Wow.
So I'm in some videos, but not really.
Yeah. So, what is he posting?
I don't know. A bunch of stuff.
I know there was
vlogs,
fitness stuff,
workout stuff, but then advice, sex advice for male porn stars, cool stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool channel.
That's awesome. But you guys can't monetize it, huh? Because
not most of it.
No,
yeah, we're ugh, they hate us.
I know, it's so, and they just changed those rules I don't know, a year ago or something like that.
Yeah, we're getting monetized for everything.
Yeah, I jumped on the YouTube channel way too late. But honestly, you really inspired me the way that you, you took your brand and you created this YouTube channel, and then you have your merchandise, and then you have your website, and you did everything yourself. I'm that's amazing. I want to do that. And then I started a YouTube channel, and I was like, yeah, no. I'm just I am too busy, and I just don't think I'm that interesting. I've done a couple of video blogs, and I'm just dude, nobody wants to listen to me talk about my fucking day.
That's the hard part about vlogging, is that you start and then you're this is horrible. All I've done is gone to the bathroom today. I'm not doing anything.
You used to have an Ask Kissa in the bathtub?
Yeah, I had a whole bathtub. Oh man, when I wasn't busy, I was doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I was doing a whole bath time segment where I would talk about specific topics in the bath. But then I just get too busy.
Yeah.
That's been crazy.
What really spawned that new level of busyness for you was you starting to work with other guys, right?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year I signed a 25 scene contract with Jules Jordan. And so at first, during the first part of the year, I was doing my 25 scenes, and I was under contract, until July. So I did my 25 scenes, and it was pretty spread out. But then August 1st came, and I could work for anyone and do anal for anyone and IR and all the things. So I just every day, just booked every day, double booking myself, just flooding the market. it.
Wow.
So yeah, since August, I've just been completely nonstop.
Have you been loving it, or have you been
I love porn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never happier than when I'm on set. Like, I feed off everyone. I think that like some people don't like industry people, but I really like industry people. I think that everyone's very interesting and like warm, and there's something like, I don't know, I just feel like this you can't see
we're
if
like
you're just listening.
We're like a little family.
Yeah, totally. And everyone's weird or like has issues or like really funny and like cynical, and so I really like everyone. But I am getting tired, so yeah, like I said, the boob job time off is going to be perfect, and then I'm going to want to get right back into it.
I was going to say, like, once you have your new boobs, you're probably going to get a whole like new plethora of booking requests.
Yeah, and I'm already like planning these like 2 big projects after my boob job, so I'm excited.
Can you talk about them, or are they still secret?
I can't. They're secrets.
Okay, well, people will just have to follow you to find out what they are when you can announce them.
Or I'll come back if you harass me for another year.
It'll take me another year to get you back on the podcast. So when was your first anal scene? Was it with Johnny, or was it for Jules?
Well, actually, it was. My first ever anal scene was actually a DP.
Oh, Jesus.
It didn't come out like that, but my first anal was a Johnny for Jules, but with Johnny as the penis. And I forget what happened where he couldn't shoot. And I had the DP scheduled after that to be like, you know, my first anal and then my first DP.
Right.
But we couldn't shoot the anal. I forget what the reason was. So we had Mick and Marcus already booked for the DP. So we're like, fuck it, let's just shoot that first. So my first anal is a DP.
Wow. And did you practice for that?
Not really.
Like, is your ass pretty pliable?
Oh,
like,
my asshole is crazy.
Okay, so it could handle it. You're confident about that.
Yeah, they call me Gapezilla now on Twitter. My pussy is small, but my butt just opens.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so you like anal?
Cool. I love anal. Anal's like my favorite.
Really? And then DP too?
I love DPs. But anal better because I feel like in DPs no one can really move. So you're just like everyone's just kind of existing, trying to rub things together.
Yeah, that's true. And it depends on the guys too. Like some guys have a better rhythm than other guys.
For sure.
So it can be kind
of like piston action.
Yeah, I know, right? What's one of your favorite scenes that you've ever done?
Oh man. I don't know. Every scene that I shoot, I'm like, that was the best scene I've ever shot ever, you know? And then the next time I shoot, I'm like, that was the best scene I've ever shot.
So it's just like whatever your last one was.
Kind of, yeah. I feel like I try to outdo myself every time.
Why do you think that you love porn so much? Like, why do you think you feel so at home?
I don't know the answer. That's a great question. I don't know. I think that I'm just like genuinely sexual, and I feel that that's restricted a lot of the times. And so I think when I'm like on a porn set or get to like fuck and just like express myself and just like let all that go, I don't really call what I do like performing. When I'm like at the end of a scene, if the director's like, oh, that was a great performance, I'm like, well, I wasn't really performing. Like I just like let myself go and like got fucked and like really tried to feel like all the feelings and enjoy it as much as possible. So like I really just have a great time.
So it's a place where you really can express who you are.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I had Elsa Kira on this podcast a while ago, and one thing that she said really stuck with me. She said, porn is the perfect job for a small group of people and the worst job for most of the population.
Yeah,
and I think you're one of those small group of people that this is like the perfect job for you. Yeah. It's exactly what you want to do. You're in your element. It's something that you love, and it's not something that you're being like forced into. Yeah. And I think people like you remind me of Angela White, because she kind of said a lot of the same thing. Like she's always been a very sexual person, and the porn industry has been the one place that she really feels that she can, you know, express herself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's girls like you that really, you're like an important asset to the industry, because you prove that and look, there are some girls in the industry that shouldn't be doing this, that are doing it for the money or have been coerced in by a boyfriend or whatever. All those stories are true, but there's also a bunch of girls who are really just sexual creatures and want to express themselves and are exhibitionists, and this really is the perfect job for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, you guys do a lot of credit to us for like, I think, changing people's mind about what it's like to be a woman in the industry.
Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I definitely enjoy it.
What are some of your, speaking of Angel White, actually, you just did a scene with her for Brie Mills.
Yeah.
I know she's got a new, she has a new line like every fucking week. I can't keep track. It's amazing.
I know,
she's doing
so
incredible stuff. But for a new line about like dream girl castings, I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
What's it called?
We Like Girls or We Love Girls.
Something like that. Okay. And so because you and Angela White had never worked together before, right?
Well, we work together all the time, but never on a girl on girl only basis.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, we do like great threesomes and stuff, but not, I don't know how many times I worked with her for threesomes.
Okay.
But not like just us, you know?
Okay, I see. Because I thought that you guys had never worked together before, which shocked me.
Yeah,
I was
no.
like, how you guys have never worked together before. Yeah. But so how was that scene?
It was awesome. We were crying immediately. It was really cool because they like separated us all day, and we even had security guards. So,
really?
Like, we wouldn't like try to run for each other, but like it ended up that I had like the huge security guard, and Angela barely had security because they knew that she wasn't going to try to make her run for it.
Oh, so they didn't trust you, basically.
They
is what you're saying.
And they caught me like texting her. I'm like, I gotta make her run for it, and like was trying to get to her all day, and I eventually gave up. But yeah,
That's
it
so
was
cute.
really fun.
I didn't realize that like they kept you separated.
Yeah, it's in the scene. It's super cute.
Oh, that's really funny.
So I loved it.
I love that. So let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about how you got into the industry, which I guess really has to start with your story about how you met Johnny.
Yes.
And how initially he was supposed to be a one-night stand, and that didn't work out. And you've never had a one-night stand before, right?
Nope.
Okay, so tell us that story.
I just used a condom for the first time, actually, on a Wicked set.
Oh, really?
And my whole life.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I just finished my first Wicked movie, and we had to use condoms.
Oh my God, they're horrible.
It was a bitch, and I kept forgetting. I was like, oh fuck, we got these fucking condoms, and whatever. I mean, that's their thing, and kudos to Wicked for having that policy. Yeah. But it was kind of a pain.
It was interesting trying to put a condom on. Okay, so I met Johnny when I've always been like a long-term relationship person. So I'd only had 3 boyfriends before Johnny, and those are the only guys I ever fucked. Like, never fooled around or had a one-night stand. That's why I don't know how to use a condom. And then I met Johnny on Instagram after a breakup as like kind of like a joke, because I reckon I knew people in porn before porn, but not like on a basis where I knew like all their names, you know.
Yeah. So you were watching porn.
I always watched porn, but never know. I just recognized him as like the bald Brazzers guy.
Yeah.
So I saw him and I'm like, oh, he'll be perfect because he won't get attached to me because he's like a porn star, and I'm gonna hate him because that's what I just thought in my head. I thought he was gonna be like this douchebag porn star guy. I don't know why I thought that.
Well, I mean,
like
I think
it's like an image,
It's
right?
an easy thing to assume that the guys in the porn industry
Like
are
douches.
douchebags, and some of them are, but a lot of them are really great.
I love them all. Yeah,
And Johnny's
super cool.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't worked with him in a long time, but we've shot him like quite a few times back in the day, and he was always one of my favorites. He's quiet, he's respectful, like he's really kind, like he's just like he's
a nice
great.
guy, yeah.
Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
Okay, so what was I saying?
You were saying that you thought Johnny was a douchebag.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought that it was going to be the perfect one-night stand because I knew what his dick was like. You know, I didn't want to like waste the time. I don't know. So I hit him up and I said, I want to fuck you. And so we met up at a bar and went back to his house to fuck.
So how did he react? At first, he was like, whoa.
He was like, all right. No,
He was cool?
Like, yeah, he was like,
because
sure.
he probably gets that request quite a bit, but he probably doesn't get it from like always girls as hot as you.
Well, he always says that everyone will hit you up to say like, oh, let's fuck, but then they're in like some country or like in Russia or something. And he's like, okay, like if you're over here, you know. Yeah. But I was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away. So he was like, oh, okay, this girl seems, you know. And I wasn't like being crazy. I was like, let's fuck. And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, where do you want to meet?
Okay.
So I had never done anything like that before.
Were you nervous?
I was really nervous. Yeah, I was crazy nervous. I got pulled over on the way there for a speeding ticket. I got a speeding ticket.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I was super nervous. But then once I met him, he was like so shy and cute and nice. Like I walked up to the bar and I was like, oh no. Like, I thought he was going to be like some douche. Like, I don't know.
Really like aggressive. Yeah, he's not like that
and,
at all.
Flashy. I don't know. I just pictured him that way.
Right.
So I immediately liked him because he was just like, hi. And I'm like, oh my God, like, who are you? Why are you so cute?
Yeah.
So we went back to his house and I slept over, and it's just been inseparable since then. And
did you know like right away that this was
pretty much
the guy for you?
Yeah, we pretty much just immediately knew.
Wow.
And like just went into a routine right away, and like but I said I would never do porn, you know, I'll never do that. And then we went to Mexico. We drove to Mexico, and we were there for 6 weeks. We drove all the way to Cabo and like lived together there. And that's where we filmed this like little sex tape thing. And at the same time, I had started an erotica blog, my Sins Life Tumblr blog, like old school, and had generated like I had no idea about like marketing back then or anything, and somehow had just generated this whole like fan base. I think I had 500,000 readers a month at that time.
Wow.
While we were still in Mexico, it was like an erotica blog about me and Johnny like falling in love with the porn star and what it was like, and just like super graphic details of like our sex. And then we released this like little sex tape thing on his website at the time, which was johnnysins.com, and just went viral because like everyone had been reading the erotica. And then I was like, well, if you want to hear the rest of this story, and I put a link, and it just went crazy.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, like people like it.
They want to see my bowel.
And then like I saw myself getting fucked on camera, and I was like obsessed with it. Like I love watching myself, especially sucking dick.
Yeah.
Like I hate all selfies I take unless there's a dick in my mouth. Like I love the way it looks. Like I remember looking at the picture for the first time, like, whoa, dude, like look at this. So I've always just loved, like, been infatuated with like the way it looks. So.
That's awesome. You know, it's really funny. I actually have a video that's like hidden on my computer of me blowing this guy that I met before my boyfriend. And actually,
loved it.
I was impressed with my skills. I have to say, I was like, wow. But you know what? No, hell no. I already accidentally released my topless pictures. I'm not uploading this.
That was not an accident.
I know, nobody believes you it was an accident, but I swear to God it was. And then once it went up, I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I'll just promote it because I may as well make money off of it. Because we all know once it goes on the internet, there's no taking it back. So I was like, I'm just going to go with it. But what bugged me about watching this video was like my bottom two teeth are crooked, and that's all I could look at. And I've never really noticed it before because, you know, my top, because I have an overbite. So my top teeth cover it. But I was like shooting down into my mouth with like this. I was like, those teeth. I'm like, I could never be a porn star until I got those teeth fixed.
Yeah, you always notice that one like little thing about yourself that no one else notices.
Yeah, of course.
No one will notice that.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I'm so self-critical that like I know that I could never do porn for a couple reasons. First of all, I'm honestly not an exhibitionist. I don't even like watching myself in the mirror getting fucked, much less like watching myself on video. And I'm so self-critical that I just like the idea like makes me cringe. And
I'm not in the mirror like
I'm not like that at all. So I just know it's not like the right thing for me. But I like watching other people have sex and filming it.
God.
Yeah, I know, right? That's always like impressive to me, but like for myself, it's not the right thing for me.
I want to see that video though.
I'll show it to you.
You will?
Oh, totally. Yes. I have it.
Yes.
I'll show it to you. I'll show it to people that I know, but I just won't publish it.
I'm gonna masturbate it later.
I should like actually play it for you on the podcast, and you would just film your reaction. Okay, so back to you. So you released this little clip with Johnny, and it went viral, and then
Brazzers signed me.
And then Brazzers signed you. So after that came out, you were like, okay, I do want to be a porn star.
Yeah, and then Brazzers was like, hey.
Yeah, of course.
You want to sign a contract immediately?
Of course they were. And
but I was only doing Johnny and no anal for 3 years after that.
Wow. And but you like other women.
I prefer women for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So threesomes were a great thing for you guys.
It was, to me, the perfect situation because I don't need like a bunch of different dicks. Like if there's just one good dick, like good enough dick.
You just need a lot of different pussy.
Yeah, like that's what I really like enjoy women. And you know, if I meet 100 women, I'll find 99 of them attractive. If I meet 100 men, like maybe 2 of them, maybe, and it's like a personality thing. You know?
Yeah.
For me, women, it's like all these flavors. It's like food, you know. I just want to like try all of them and touch all of it. And
oh my God. What are some of your favorite female performers?
I hate this question.
I know. Right? I hate that too. When people ask me, they're like, "Who are some of your favorites?" I'm like, honestly, I love so many girls, and I'll just think of like, usually what will come to mind is just like whoever I worked with in the past week or something like that.
Or like the ones I work with the most, and then I'll go home and I'm like, oh, I didn't name like all these girls. I really hate that question, but the girls I get paired with the most are like Angela White, Adriana Chechik, Katrina Jade, people like that. They create crazy ones.
Yeah, because you guys pair together so well.
Yeah, like I love the girls with like a lot of energy, but then like I don't like to say that because then I love the girls that are like unsure and like, oh, I'm so shy. Yeah, I like that too. So it just depends.
Yeah. Do you like to prefer to be submissive or dominant?
I prefer to be dominant with women, but that's not true because I guess I'm a switch with women, but I'm definitely a sub with men.
You don't like to ever be dominant with men?
I sometimes do, but I prefer you to, because I'm very aggressive in general.
Yeah.
So I like a man that can like tame that. Yeah. So I'm very aggressive in bed, and if he can like put his foot down, he's like, no, fuck you. Like, yeah, I'm the dom. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So I'm the same. I'm very submissive in bed, and I don't like to dominate men, but like sometimes I'll do that power play thing. Yeah. But like you better always put me in my place. Yes. Otherwise I'll be really sad. Yeah.
That'll be bad.
Like, yeah, you let me walk all over you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Kissa, you said that you got disowned by your family.
Yes.
For shooting porn.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So when I decided, I guess I was after the sex tape, but when I decided to actually do porn, I didn't want like my little brother or sister finding me on, Pornhub or a tube site while they're, with their dick in their hands or something like that. Right. So I wanted to be really open and honest about it. So I actually wrote him an email, like very professional, because my dad's like a very professional businessman.
I thought he was getting vodka.
So did I.
Isn't that coffee?
Yeah, now it's coffee-ish.
Now it's coffee water? Wait, why would she want... Okay, just so everyone who's listening, Ernie just poured water into Kissa's coffee.
Nothing in there.
Well, I know, but it's like, you never rinsed it out. So it's like coffee-flavored water. It's going to be so gross. What do you mean, no, it's not?
It's actually delicious.
You're such a liar.
It's kind of like coffee water.
Yeah, which is gross.
It's kind of cool.
Are you happy?
I'm kind of into it. Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, all right. Ernie's like, see? No, leave it in. It's great. Honestly, it's fine. I want everybody to know that you think it's...
No, don't edit it. This is real.
That you think that you should pour water into somebody. I'm so glad you are not a waiter.
He's going to edit that part out. No, you leave that in. You're drinking coffee water over here.
Okay, sorry. We were talking about something very serious before we went into that.
So anyways, the time I got disowned. Yeah, so I wanted to be very open and honest, and so I wrote him a very structured email, a very nice email, explaining, and I was just immediately disowned after that.
So, did you write it to your mom or your dad?
Well, my mom passed away.
Okay.
A few years ago, and to my dad, who's like...
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. My mom was like the cool hippie artist, musician chick that would have been not into it, but she would have been supportive.
Yeah.
And then my dad's like the very strong businessman, very strict. So he is not about it. Wow. But I didn't want them to, I just wanted to be honest. And, they'll be back, I guess, when I'm done.
So you don't talk to your siblings at all?
No, I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed. Are they under the age of 18?
Yeah, they've recently turned of age, but I don't want to ruin everything. Yeah, I don't want to rock the boat. I just want to do what I want to do and get back, and they'll be there. I know they miss me. If you're listening to this.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I mean, how did that make you feel? Was that expected?
I mean, it's weird. It's a weird thing, the expected thing, because I have always been a fuck up. Since I was a kid, I went to juvenile hall twice. I dropped out of high school. I've been a partier crazy. I've never been a slut until now, but I've always been crazy. So I'm not no one understands like how it's so shocking that I did porn.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually like doing better than I ever have. Like I don't have time to do drugs or get fucked up. Like if I do, it's once in a while. Like I'll party once in a very great while now. But I'm like doing so well. Like
I mean, you really like you're excellent with marketing.
Yeah, I'm like,
and you're an
adult now. I like run so many businesses.
Now. Yeah.
So I don't know. And I always tease him because I was teasing him. I'm like, you really taught me like how to be an entrepreneur in porn by accident. Because he's like he taught me everything about business. So it's because of him that like I do all these things, with my merchandise and affiliates and doing all these things. So hopefully I'm just gonna build a base for my future and they'll be around when I decide to do something else.
Yeah, and you've been able to pick your family now.
Yeah, like to me, it's like if you don't want to be around me, then I don't want to fucking be around you either.
Yeah.
Like if you're willing to disown me over something like that, especially now years later.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like that's how I kind of am with everyone in life.
Right.
I'm not gonna like chase you and like if you don't want to be around me, like then don't fucking be around me.
Yeah. Yeah, you've always had such an incredibly like positive outlook on life, and I think that's one of the things that I love about you, and that's why I love like following you on social media, and I think that's why a lot of people love following you on social media. So, do you ever feel like the opposite of that? Do you ever get into like? Do you ever get depressed? Or
I definitely go. It definitely comes in waves, but for me, in my whole life, like since I was a kid, I had a really bad childhood, and I think that part of the way that I coped with that was learning how to enjoy like the shitty times, and like I really don't mind a bad day where I feel super like depressed and I'm listening to sad music and just like crying, and like I really like those days. So I think that what I've really taught myself in life is to just like that is okay. Like the bad days are okay. So it's like you don't always have to be happy constantly. If you can learn to enjoy the bad days, then you're enjoying all your days. That's kind of how I look at life.
Yeah, no, I think there's something to that, like really accepting the low days, because that makes the high days so much better.
Yeah.
You need that yin and yang in your life.
Yeah.
And for me, like one of my biggest issues is I hate sitting with like being uncomfortable or being sad, and that's why I used alcohol so much in my life, because I didn't ever want to feel like that sadness. So I would just like drown it in vodka.
Yeah.
And now that I'm sober, like I still have a hard time, but I have to accept those bad days. I have to accept that it's okay for me to be sad some days.
Sure. And it's fun.
And I don't know about fun.
Sad music, like a good cry.
Yeah, I see that the way that you embrace that side is really healthy, honestly. And I think that I'm really bad at that. And I think a lot of people are really bad at that, like, and society tells us so much, like the media is always selling us like reasons why we need to be happy all the time.
God,
take
it's
this
the worst.
and then always be happy. And if you have this, you'll never be sad. And it's like, you have to experience both sides. That's what it means to be human.
Yeah, it's fun. I like the difference. It's like seasons, like, I like to go through all the different seasons and, feel everything.
Yeah.
I like emotions in general. They don't have to be happy,
Yeah. I think that's so important, because that's something that, I think a lot of us have been trained to not deal with our emotions. And I'm definitely one of those people, and I'm like constantly working on it. I'll have to like call my sponsor if I'm having a bad day, and then she'll be like, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel sad. Like this, it's not like this all the time. Like you just have to weather those days. And then when you have great days, it's like, I don't know, it makes the sun so much brighter.
Yeah, and everything's great.
Yeah. See, you're like a really healthy, I don't know, I just feel like you seem to just be despite everything that you said that you've been through, you just seem to be a very healthy, like well put together, like whole human being. Like you encapsulate all the things that I think is just really great in a person. That's why people love you so much.
I think that sarcasm is a big part of like my life, because the worse shit is, the funnier it is when you're sarcastic.
Yes.
Like if you go to like a non-dysfunctional family dinner, it's not as funny, So like to me, like if it's shitty, if like things are going, like when you were telling me that story about how all the power power blue and you know, all that. Like, I'm sure that you guys made so many jokes about that it was like funny, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Like, being sarcastic is like the key to life, I feel like.
It was. So what Kissa's talking about is on Monday was the second to last day of my Wicked feature, and we were shooting in this office set down in like Pico Rivera, and the transformer blew, and we were literally about to shoot our very last scene. We had like 10 minutes left, and the transformer blew, and the power went out on the entire fucking block. And I often don't handle stress well, I'll admit it, especially when I'm on set.
Really?
Because I know, I want everything to go perfectly, and like I'm pretty good at hiding it, but in my mind I get real pissed if things don't go right. And so I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And we actually had to go out and buy a generator to power the lights so we could finish the scene. But I remember, like, I don't know if you know Seth Gamble and like how kind of spiritual he is. And he was talking about, he's like, you just got to accept it. And he's like, you can't change it.
Damn it.
And like him and Bridget B are talking about like, and I don't know, he's playing some like Eckhart Tolle for her about like acceptance is the answer.
The power of now.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I mean, he was so
You're
right.
like, fuck these people.
I know, but he was so right. But at the same time, I'm like, there's fucking power to come on so I can go home. I just don't want to pay overtime at this location because it's really expensive. Yeah. But he was right. Like, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this will make a good story.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know,
like, that will stick out in your mind more than like the other days of that. Like, you didn't tell me about the other days of that shoot. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly, because they all went fine.
The shit is funny.
Yeah.
When life is falling apart, it's like the best joke.
That's true. I mean, sometimes the best comedy. I mean, if you think about like how comedians are like always
comedy. Like there's worse shit's happening.
Yeah, talking about horrible things that happen to them, or tend to be like really depressed. Yeah. But those are like the funniest people because we need humor to deal with life.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise how the fuck can you get through
the trick.
Yeah. Okay, so so now one of the other things that we kind of talked about it, but I want to go back to it. So you and Johnny were obviously together, or you're still together, and you were only working with him, and then you decided to work with other guys. What kind of blowback did you get back for that, and what made you decide to do that, and how did Johnny take that?
Okay, so for maybe 6 months or a little longer before I had made the decision to sign with Jules and like take that plunge, I had gone back and forth with Johnny like 100 times. So I was super nervous that I would do something where he wouldn't know how he would feel about it, and then I did it, and now it's too late. So I was worried about that. So I went back and forth with him for 6 months, like making sure that he's okay. Johnny's like the chillest guy ever. Like he really just wants me to be happy. You know, he's still never called me like a bad word, like a name. He's never called me a bitch. He's never like raised his voice. Like he's definitely the stable one in our relationship.
We all need that.
Yeah.
We all need
he's
that.
He's like the calm one, you know? So.
My boyfriend's the same way. He's like always, his mood is always like the same. He's almost never in a bad mood. I'm like, what? Like, how are you always the same? I'm like this.
Oh, me too. I'm the same. Like a roller coaster ride of emotions and all the things. Yeah, so he's super chill. He was nervous too that, you know, maybe he didn't think he was going to be jealous and he was. And of course he had feels when I started doing it, but we're just so open with each other. And by the way, everybody, I've been dealing with it for 5 years before I started. Johnny fucked other girls for 5 years, you know, and I waited at home. Like I went through some jealousy times too, you know. I mean, maybe 90% of the time I wasn't jealous, but there were 10% where you're not feeling well that day and he's going to fuck like 3 perfect looking girls, you know. I would go through those days. So I knew what it was like and I dealt with it for 5 years. So when it was his turn to do it, I kind of feel like he was like, all right, girl, like you earned this, you know?
Right.
So although I think he felt some jealousy, he's always been proud and like, do what you want to do. He never wanted to like hold me back and then I resent him later. Yeah. He's always had that fear. So
yeah, that's very true.
He's been very supportive. Yeah. I have some jealousy some days, but he's so nice about it. It's not like this whole thing. He's like, this one thing, you know, I just feel a little sad. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's like, no problem. Like, that's the extent of it.
So do you guys like never fight?
No, we argue about stupid shit. I mean, we still go back and forth.
Yeah.
But we've been together for 6 years now, so we just get on each other for stupid little things that bother us about each other. And
what is the most annoying thing that he does that bugs you?
I don't know. Oh, fuck. I really had to think about about that.
Well, I'll tell you mine if it'll help.
Okay.
My boyfriend cannot load the dishwasher to save his fucking life. And it makes me crazy. And I swear to God, like, sometimes he just does it. He does it badly so that, like, I won't ask him to do any of the cleaning up and I will just do it myself.
You just, like, put all the plates on top of each other in one
like,
pile.
he'll put, like, a huge pot in the top fucking drawer, or he'll put plates in, like, totally diagonal. And I'm just like, I don't understand how you don't see that this is so bad.
Like, these are touching. They're not going to clean if they're touching.
Yeah, and also, too, he won't, like, rinse stuff before he puts it in. And he knows our dishwasher isn't that great. And it's not going to clean shit properly. You can't put something, like, crusted with, like, fucking corn kernels in there. Like, it's just not going to clean. And you also can't put wood in there, but he doesn't listen. So that's mine.
Oh, yeah. You don't seem too bothered by it. I think mine is, like, he's terrible at loading the dishwasher. But I kind of think it's endearing.
Guys?
Like, when boys are dirty, it's kind of cute to me. Because I'm like, oh, you're so stupid and cute. Like, let me fix all your things.
Oh, yeah. He can't hang a towel to save his life.
I think it's cute.
I have to, like, refold the towel and hang it. Like, can't fucking make the bed. And there's this other thing where he has to use a towel once and then, like, put it in the fucking hamper. Like, you can use a towel more than once. Okay, sorry. We opened up a fucking, like, can of worms right here.
You, like, flip the table. You're like, I hate it. Fuck men. I think my least favorite thing is, like, Johnny is, like, not passive aggressive all the time, but, like, instead of addressing things, he will be like, he'll just say, like, a passive aggressive thing, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, just say what you mean.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't, like, tell me, or, like, in 3 months we'll bring up one thing. He's like, you know, this thing bothered me. I'm like, for 3 months?
Yeah.
You know? So I would rather you just yell at me and we bitch and then
get it over with.
Yeah. Like, don't hide I hate that.
Yeah.
I wish you would express yourself.
Okay.
But he's also terrible at the dishwasher. But I think it's cute. So I don't mind that.
Oh my God. You guys have traveled together a lot.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite places that you guys have been?
Mexico that's like our heart is in Mexico. And we lived in Hawaii for 2 years and it kind of just always felt like almost Mexico, you know, like something was always missing. So Mexico definitely has like our heart. And
yeah, I love Mexico.
That's where we fell in love and like, we just want to move there soon. So
what part of Mexico do you guys normally go to?
We do 3 different areas. So we do like the Tulum side, which is like the Cancun pretty water side.
That's like the Caribbean side, right?
Yeah, it's like turquoise everything.
Yeah.
And then our favorite, Puerto Vallarta, is kind of like in the middle.
Okay.
And then Cabo San Lucas is like the LA suburb desert.
I hate Cabo.
Oh, I love it there.
It's so Americanized.
It's so Americanized. But only like in that one area, like the marina.
I love that area. Like when I go, whenever I go there, I go to La Paz, which is about 2 hours north.
Cool up there.
Because I have a really, really good friend who lives out there, so I'll go stay with him. And I used to shoot the Playboy Cyber Girl of the Year, and I actually shot Twisty's Treat too. No, I didn't shoot in Cabo. I shot that in Costa Rica. But I've shot like for Playboy a bunch of times out there because my friend's a producer, so he would like put the whole thing together, which would be like amazing. Yeah. So I do love that area. I just don't like. I used to love Cabo. We used to go there a lot when I was a kid before it got like really built up, and now I just like.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot now.
Yeah, I can't. But like,
I wouldn't want to live there.
But like the Todos Santos place is really beautiful.
Yeah, we love Todos Santos.
Yeah, that's really great.
It's cool.
Is there anywhere you guys haven't been that's like on your bucket list?
Yeah, Bora Bora and the Maldives.
Yeah. I would love to go.
Really want to.
I have a friend who owns an island in Bora Bora. Just I've never been there. Hey, look, I don't own it. Okay. I wish I did.
I would like to go there.
I was just gonna say because she has like little huts there. So if you ever want to go,
oh, cute! I think you actually told me about that.
Yeah, I've never been there. She keeps bugging me to go out there, and she keeps bugging me to shoot there. But I'm scared because the weather is like real iffy.
Yeah,
you know, you can end up having like a rainstorm.
Yeah, that's how it was in Hawaii too.
Yeah, for like a week.
But it's cool still.
So
with the rain.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to like take a whole production out there.
No,
and like not be able to shoot for a week.
And then the day you leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how Hawaii was too.
Exactly.
We're going to the Bahamas in January.
Oh, awesome.
During my boobs recovery, my big job.
Is that where you're going to go recover from your
Yeah, like 3 weeks after. We're going to go for a week, and I'm just going to sit there with my big boobies.
You're very excited, aren't you?
I'm so excited, yeah.
So you guys have a website too, Sins Life?
Sinslife.com is our website.
And then what's on that? That's all like, because I think your whole purpose is sort of a more like raw look at sex, right? It's like a lot of it's like POV.
Most of it is GoPro. Yeah, most of it's like shot ourselves. There's like almost 1,000 videos up there of like threesomes or me and Johnny alone or solos and stuff like that. But we shot We shot Adriana Chechik and Megan Rain in like a beautiful waterfall in Hawaii.
Is that where you guys like dragged the floaty up there?
Yeah, and Megan almost died.
What happened?
We were like, because in Hawaii you go to the first waterfall and all the tourists are there, right? And then you climb to you can always just keep climbing the waterfalls in Hawaii. So the further you climb up, the less tourists, because you lose tourists, right? Because they can't.
Yeah, because they don't want to make that.
They don't want to deal with it. So like by the fourth or fifth waterfall is always like this like Eden, like gorgeous, never like insane, beautiful place that's totally untouched. But to get there is really hard. So we had gotten there, we had like an epic 4-way, and then on our way back, it was pitch black. The sun had gone down, and in Maui, when the sun goes down, it's like down, like it's black, like black, pitch black. There was nothing. So we had like one of our phones had a light, and we were like jumping over rivers that were. Anyway, so Megan like jumped over this one river, but underestimated it, and like it took her, and she was like leaving. We had to like grab her hand, and we looked over like 2 feet over, like just right there was like a cliff, like major waterfall. So had she gotten taken over, we don't know what would happen.
Oh my god!
But she's all giggly, and we had so much fun that trip. I love her. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. I would have shit my pants.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of like reality stuff on our site, so that's what that website is.
And then you have like all your Sins merch.
Yeah, we started this logo a few years ago, and it's really taken off.
Yeah.
Everyone really likes this logo. So yeah, we have a merchandise store at shopsinslife.com. And I love doing that store. It's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. Yeah, you like I said before, you're really great at marketing.
Thanks.
And then AVN, you're going to be there signing, right?
Yes, I'll be signing for Jules Jordan.
And how do you like that? Like, do you like meeting the fans?
Oh, conventions are my favorite.
Yeah?
Oh my God. I love conventions. Like, I'm an old school raver, and conventions are the closest thing that I get to like a rave besides like EDC. It's like very similar to a rave. It's like a sex rave.
Yeah.
Like instead of like doing drugs or like music, like you have all your friends. You're like, like everyone's in one room.
Right.
That energy like electrifies me. Like on the convention room floor. I'm like so hyper and just like boobs and butts and like all my friends.
And you like meeting the fans?
I love it. I love the whole thing.
Have you ever had like any bad experiences?
No. I love conventions. I mean, I sometimes get sick. That's probably the worst thing I do, because like I won't touch my face at all, and then at the very end I'll touch my face. I'm like, fuck.
Everyone gets sick. They call it the
avian flu.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah. Do you interact with your fans quite a bit?
Yeah.
Do you ever have anybody that kind of steps over the line? Have you had problems with any of them?
No, but I'm not sure if that's because of Johnny. So I feel like I don't experience a lot of things that some girls are like, oh, do you experience this bad thing? And I think that there's like I have a certain level of like a barrier there. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I've never experienced anything like negative with the fan or anything.
That's good. You think that they like kind of they respect you because of Johnny?
I don't know.
I sometimes kick their ass, or do they like? I don't know. Maybe is there that element like how some girls will have a boyfriend but they won't let people know about it because they want their fans to hold on to that hope that they like have a chance someday, because that'll help them sell
a good marketing idea.
Yeah, better. But obviously that like your story is totally different. Your story is all about how you're with another man. And like how you guys are like an item.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I actually had to slow down with my social media of him when I started working with other guys, because it was ruining everyone's perception of me. Like you're saying, like it's much smarter, I think, to hide your boyfriend as a porn star, because it just makes you like unattainable. People weren't into it as much. Yeah,
I did notice actually that there's been less posts with the two of you guys together on social media. So that was a conscious decision?
Yeah.
Okay. But she's still with Johnny.
I am still with Johnny.
And they're still very much in love.
Yeah, we love to hear the rumors though. Those are our favorites.
Really?
Like in makeup, I'm like, oh, cool new rumor about me that I've never heard before. It's one thing to like hear rumors about other people, but to hear rumors about yourself is really funny.
Yeah.
Those facts.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Kissa.
You're welcome.
We're going to do the Ask Kissa portion separately for everyone on my Patreon. You do have a bunch of fans that have asked questions. So you guys can go to patreon.com/HollyRandallUnfiltered to hear that. Kissa, is there anybody else? Is there anything else you want to tell your listeners, our listeners, my listeners?
No, I love you guys
listeners
very much. And I don't know, love me forever because I love you.
And can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Yes, I'm on Twitter at Kissa Sins. I'm on Instagram at Coyote Loves You. And if you want to vote for me for Female Performer of the Year at XVisitEVN, I would like that very much.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that you are up for that.
Yeah, I'm up for Performer of the Year in both and the fan categories too. So I'm very excited.
I think you have a pretty fucking good chance. Do you know what you're gonna wear yet?
No, now I have to wait because of my boobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I want to look classy this year, so actually I need someone to help me dress me because I do not know how to do classy. But I want to look really classy and pretty.
Yeah, you should. You know what I do is I just because I don't want to spend the money on a dress, I do renttherunway.com, and it's like, have you ever heard of it?
No.
So it's a website that you go to, and they have a whole bunch of like really high brand dresses, and you can rent them, and they come with, I think they send you like 2 or 3 sizes, just because you don't know what exactly is going to fit you, and then you try it on, and then you wear it, and if you get it early enough, you can return it for a different one if it doesn't work. Their customer service is really great. They actually have Rent the Runway.
Cool, I'm gonna do that.
They actually have a showroom, I think, at the Topanga Mall where you might be able to try stuff on.
Cool.
But they have a lot of stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Cool.
So I don't know.
Okay.
That's my recommendation if you don't want to actually buy a dress.
That's a cool idea.
Okay, now they should sponsor me. I'm just saying. All right, thank you again, Kissa.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure.
I love you guys.
And I will see the rest of you guys next week.
Bye.